If you are black in DC, please watch this video.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Prini Meds. Thank you so much for tapping in when you saw this video. Anyways, let's get into it. So Trump has sent some federal agents and National Guard troops to cities like Washington DC and other places with big black populations, right? Big black communities. Apparently it's about tackling rising crime, but some people see it as a political move, right? You know, especially in a mostly black led city. Anyways, let's check out these clips and we'll come back for some commentary.
You may have noticed, just like I have, that President Donald Trump has encouraged federal law enforcement agencies to patrol the streets of DC. This means that agencies like FBI, U.S. Secret Service, U.S. Marshals, DEA are now patrolling the streets like they are local law enforcement in D.C. And so this may produce some questions for us like, is this legal? Why is this happening? And how should I conduct myself in this climate? I'm going to address these things in this video. A few years ago, D.C. Council voted to allow federal law enforcement agencies to enforce local laws as if they are extensions of the Metropolitan Police Department. So, for example, FBI, U.S. Marshals have had permission to enforce local laws such as jaywalking and arresting, citing someone for smoking marijuana or like DUIs. Like they've had permission to do this. So everything that's happening is completely legal. Why is this happening? I grew up in this area. From the time I was a child, there have always been rumblings of the Republican Party wanting to take over D.C. Like since I was a child, everything that's happening has been said, and like cooler minds prevailed, but there's always been conversation from very far right individuals about taking over DC and what that would look like for them to own and control the city. So this has been a thing, a part of their conversation. I've heard this since I was a child. Finally, how do you conduct yourself in this climate? First of all, I want you all to understand something. Federal agents are not your police officers from DC. They're not. They're from all over the country and they've been assigned to this area. You could have somebody who's a federal agent who has never really interacted with black people before in their life. They could be from the middle of nowhere. They became a federal law enforcement agency, whether it was Homeland Security or DEA. They've never really encountered black people other than on TV. And now they're a federal law enforcement agent, and President Trump has given them license to patrol the streets. A second thing, they are not trained like local law enforcement to patrol the streets. They're not. They don't have the same de-escalation training. They're not taught how to identify people. They also don't have the experience. So it is a very dangerous thing. And there are some people in DC who are like, oh, this is going to clean up the street. What makes you think that? I have 3 degrees. I look no differently from anybody else who's out here. I look no different from somebody who may be breaking into a car. This is not going to make the street safer for anybody. It's going to make it dangerous for all of us. So how do you conduct yourself? I'm going to tell you to follow the law seriously. If you drink and drive after going out, going to brunch at night, I wouldn't do that. If you are driving with your insurance expired, I wouldn't do that. If you are driving, you got tail lights out, I wouldn't do that. And if you have to party and you want to have a good time, you want to let yourself loose, I would go to areas that voted blue during the last election where certain people don't have complete control over that jurisdiction. Maryland. I would go hang out in Maryland. That's what I would do.
To all my Washington, D.C. residents, y'all might as well just go ahead and call them nights. Just go ahead and go to sleep somewhere, cause yeah, Trump say he finna get them streets right. He finna get them streets right. Starting tonight, them federal agents, they gonna be trolling the streets 24/7. 24/7. So whatever y'all got planned, y'all might as well just go ahead and unplan. Cause yeah, them federal agents gonna be out there 24/7. So I don't want y'all to get caught up. Y'all want y'all to get caught up, and then y'all be locked up. So I'm warning you right now. Just go ahead and just do what you got to do during the day, and just going on to sleep at night, because you know they just gonna be stopping and questioning. You know, some people don't even like to be questioned, but If you don't like to be questioned, just go ahead and go to sleep somewhere and wait till tomorrow and do what you gotta do.
So, Trump rolled out about 800 National Guard troops and roughly hundreds of federal agents from ICE, FBI, DEA, and more, saying it's to fight crime. But the problem is, local and federal data show the opposite. Violent crime in DC has dropped to its lowest point in decades, right? And, same goes for places like Baltimore and Chicago, where people are worried that they could be next. Right? Folks are asking if this is really about safety or if it's just about targeting Black communities, right? Especially since Trump's past comments on, the protests have stirred things up, right? Basically. Anyways, the White House insists that it's just about keeping cities safe, but leaders like DC's Mayor Muriel and the National Urban League's Mark Morial are calling it an overreach, right? They're even saying that it's a federal coup. I'm just trying to figure out what's really going on here, right? Is it about crime stats or is there more to the story? I mean, what do you guys think? Hit the comments and let me know your take.
You remember when the news broke about that community in the Ozarks? It's like all white, no blacks, no Jews, no gays. And then there were the think pieces that were like, why are Black people upset about white people going and doing their own thing? And Black people were like, who is we? We're not upset. Go do it. Don't worry about it. And the people were like, you guys should do the same thing. If you just went and built Black communities. And we were like, every time we do that, y'all burn them to the ground. And it's like, that was a long time ago. I just want to point out to you that in Trump's announcement today that he was federalizing the DC Police Department and bringing the National Guard in, he listed several cities that the only quality that combines them is that they have large Black populations. These cities are not inherently more violent. Actually, statistically speaking, crime is down in every one of the cities that he mentioned. But that doesn't matter. What matters is they are cities that have large Black populations. And because of that, in Trump's mind, they are unsafe. Trump doesn't think Black people are safe. The federal government literally sued him for not renting to Black people. And then when 5 young men were coerced into confessing to a crime they didn't commit, he took a full-page ad out about how those young men and men like them are terrorizing New York City and that they should be eliminated. Every chance Trump has to talk about Black and brown folks, he only conveys the ideas that we are not as smart, that we are inherently violent, and that we are less than. So we don't care about that little community in the Ozarks. White folks can go do what they want to do. They're weird white people anyway. We don't want to be around them. But as soon as there are majority Black spaces, there's a police presence. And where there's a police presence, there is an increase in criminal activity. It is a statistical fact. While also recognizing that the states with the highest rates of violent crime are all run by Republicans. So which one is it? I would also like to remind everybody that the only time there has been mass violence in DC recently is when Trump told his supporters to go storm the Capitol and overthrow the Constitution. But Black people.
If you think Trump's plan to take over DC's police department is about catching crime, it's not. This is about stoking white fear, making Black people seem dangerous. The Trump administration wasted no time, less than half a day before posting photos of Black men they've arrested on the official White House social media pages. It's a calculated move to stigmatize Black people, especially Black men, as criminal thugs to be feared. There is not even a single white man that they have arrested and posted on the social media page, y'all. Here's the truth. Violent crime in DC is at a 20-year low. It's dropped since 2023 and 2024. White folks will think this is solely about distracting from the Epstein files, but the harm this stigmatization will have on our communities will be widely felt for Black people. They've been running this playbook on Latinos since Trump took office. Now they're turning it on Black communities. An anti-Black, anti-brown campaign dressed up as fighting crime. This is even worse than when the Clintons labeled Black youth in our communities as super predators, because MAGA is creating the image of what a super predator looks like. Black people with children in DC, watch them. Especially watch your boys, because racial profiling and police violence is about to skyrocket there. Y'all be safe.
How far does Trump have to take this for y'all to realize this is 1930s Germany? How far does he have to take this for y'all to realize this is 1940s Italy? This is Mussolini. This is fascism at its highest. It's so infuriating that y'all are not seeing it. And we told y'all not to vote for him. And now that we told y'all this over and over and over and over again, we the ones that have to deal with the consequences. DC, Maryland, Virginia, the DMV, people who work in the city. They're federalizing DC police. They're sending the National Guard. They're deploying the National Guard. DC isn't even top 10 in crimes in the country. The 10th most dangerous city in America is in Colorado. There's no National Guard going to Colorado. I mean, how far does he have to take this? There's no freedom of press. He's deploying the National Guard. He's attacking the homeless and the children in D.C. He's comparing D.C. to Bogota, Colombia. Does he just wake up and just spew out nonsense and then just deploy things? And who the... The amount of power and the amount of unconstitutional things that he's been able to do, it hasn't even been a year. It's barely been 6 months. I don't know, y'all. I don't even...
Since DC is officially shut down, I just want to say that they're not stopping at DC, y'all. They're not stopping at DC. They're coming for all the other black communities, cities as well. DC is predominantly, so yeah, he's coming for them. I need y'all to understand that way back in the day, everybody knew that orange man in there, he don't like us. He never did. Never did. And when they was doing those deportations, and I was telling y'all, they're not going to stop at just the Hispanic people. They're coming for us too. I was right. I was so right about that. And it's happening right in our faces. They're going to try to purge. I feel like they're trying to do what they're doing to get us to come outside, so that way they can do what they really want to do, y'all. Don't go outside. If you live in DC, stay at home. Is it getting dark? In every other predominantly city, y'all need to prepare, because I promise they're not stopping at DC. They're not stopping at DC. And truthfully, I real life didn't really know nothing about Trump for real until When They See Us came out. That's what it's called, right? When They See Us, with the teenagers from Central Park. I never really knew nothing like factual facts about him until then. That's when I started doing my research on him for real, y'all. And yeah. That's all I need to say for real. I feel like we've been doing really good at like staying out of all the stuff that's been going on these past few months, because it's truthfully that's like the best thing for us to do. But it's like now, like they're like literally coming to our doorsteps, and I heard that they were going to Baltimore and Chicago next. Truthfully, like I really think it's gonna be like the blue cities that they're going to. I just don't think anything red he's gonna do anything to. Anything that's blue, I feel like it is something bound to happen. I feel like we just never even know, and the fact that this is even happening and they're allowing it to happen, it's gonna happen all over the states. Like, it's inevitable. I just know it. I just feel it in my bones that Washington, D.C. is not the only city that they're coming for. So I think everybody needs to be paying attention. Everybody needs to be on the lookout, because I'm telling you, when he speaks on these stands, he's literally telling us everything that he's going to do. And then people be surprised when he do it. But he's telling y'all, stay woke.
Look, no matter how you see it, whether you think this is about safety or you think it's political, this is a big deal, okay? Because if the president could just roll into a city and, just take over the police whenever he thinks it's an emergency, that changes a lot, right? But I want to know what you think. Please drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think that this is about protecting people, or do you think it's about something else, right? Let me know what you think. Please drop your thoughts in the comments. Also, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for tapping when you saw this video. And as always, don't forget to like, don't forget to share and subscribe. And I'll see you on my next one.